The 20th China-ASEAN Expo saw the participation of all 10 members of the Association of Southeast Asian Nations, or ASEAN, as well as the partner countries of China's Belt and Road Initiative. Chatmongkol Pissamaigosol reports.
Nearly 2,000 enterprises, including 350 global Fortune 500 companies, attended the 20th China-ASEAN Expo in Nanning, a city in southern China near the Vietnam border, which kicked off this weekend. The event boasts 19 high-level forums and more than 70 economic and trade promotion activities from September 16 to 19. At its opening ceremony, Chinese Premier Li Qiang hailed the China-ASEAN relations as the most successful and dynamic model in regional Asia-Pacific cooperation. He added that it is a clear example of how to promote the construction of a community with a shared future for all. The Chinese premier emphasized that the two sides are committed to strengthening themselves through unity, win-win cooperation, and consideration for the world. China and ASEAN have been each other's largest trading partners for many years, with bilateral trade jumping from $641.5 billion in 2019 to $975.3 billion in 2022. Local officials hope the expo will debunk the U.S. Treasury's rhetoric and the smear campaign launched by several U.S. officials and media outlets that China's economy is slowing down. The Chinese mouthpiece Global Times said the U.S. launched smear campaign has become increasingly hysterical ahead of the 2024 U.S. presidential elections. รายงานจากราชบุรีนายชัดมงคล พิสมัยโกศล SMS News ประเทศไทย สวัสดีครับ
The top officials of China and the United States met in Malta for what both parties call as substantive and constructive talks. Kai Villan has the details.
Senior Chinese and U.S. officials held multiple rounds of meetings in Malta on Saturday and Sunday, agreeing to maintain high-level exchanges and hold consultations on Asia-Pacific issues, maritime affairs, as well as foreign policies. The meeting was held between Wang Yi, director of the Office of the Foreign Affairs Commission of the Communist Party of China's Central Committee, and U.S. National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan. Both sides said they conducted candid, substantive, and constructive strategic communication on stabilizing and improving China-U.S. relations. Wang, who is also a member of the Political Bureau of the CPC Central Committee, emphasized that the Taiwan question is the first red line that must not be crossed in the China-U.S. relationship, and the U.S. must abide by the 3 China-U.S. joint communiques and honor its commitment to not support Taiwan's succession. China's top diplomat said his country's development has a strong endogenous driving force and follows inevitable historical logic, and it cannot be stopped. The Chinese people's legitimate right to development cannot be deprived. Both sides agreed to continue to implement the important consensus reached at the Bali meeting between the two heads of state, maintain high-level exchanges between the two sides, and hold China-U.S. consultations on Asia-Pacific affairs, maritime affairs, and foreign policy, and discussed measures to further support and facilitate people-to-people exchanges between the two countries. The two sides also discussed the situation in the Asia-Pacific region, Ukraine, the Korean Peninsula, and other international and regional issues. The talks between Wang and Sullivan come ahead of a possible meeting between Chinese President Xi Jinping and Russian President Vladimir Putin in Beijing in October. To recall, on September 1, Putin said he expected to meet Xi soon, although he did not explicitly say that he would travel to China again. Meanwhile, Wang is expected to lay the groundwork for Putin's visit to Beijing for the Third Belt and Road Forum, after an invitation by Xi during a high-profile visit to Moscow, Russia in March. Reporting, this has been Kai Villan, SMNI News.
Bangkok Airways has started weighing passengers before letting them board the airplane as it joined a number of international airlines calculating the takeoff weight for flight safety. Anissa de Guzman tells us more.
A survey that seeks to weigh passengers before letting them board the airplane has started in Thailand, which was imposed by one of its local airlines serving different countries in Asia. Bangkok Airways has introduced weight measurement for every single passenger to board the airlines, which took effect on September 16th and will run until October 31st. The airline assured that the accumulated information will be kept confidential. The purpose of the survey is to aid in the calculation of the takeoff weight to ensure flight safety. The airline said the weighing will be done at the departure gate before boarding and asked cooperation from all passengers. A similar measure has already been applied to passengers on Korean Air and Air New Zealand flights. Due to the increasing number of obese passengers, several airlines have temporarily required to weigh them before boarding to ensure flight safety through the calculation of takeoff weight. Aviation officials believe the initiative will also help them save fuel consumption. Bangkok Airways operates scheduled services to destinations in Thailand, Cambodia, Hong Kong, Laos, Maldives, Myanmar, Singapore, and Vietnam. The airline said it could possibly adopt the occasional survey as a flight practice in the future. The weight survey is compliance with Civil Aviation Authority of Thailand regulations regarding the use of standard passenger and baggage weights for weight and balance calculation purposes. Di siya Anissa de Guzman, Rangan Chakuntep Mahanakon, SMNI News, Pratet Thai, Sawadi.
SMNI News visited several more popular attractions in different parts of Xinjiang, including the factory that produces a non-alcoholic beer that is healthy and will not make you drunk. Let's find out more in Jade Calabroso's report.
From Urumqi, the capital city of Xinjiang, SMNI News together with over 20 international journalists took a 1 hour to the city of Yining, the capital of Ili Kazakh Autonomous Prefecture in the Xinjiang region. Islam is the dominant religion in the area. Although it's not yet open to tourists, the Sanji Mosque is one of the famous attractions in Yining. It was constructed during the Qing dynasty and is currently the largest Chinese classical palace-style mosque. The mosque architecture combines traditional Chinese brick and wood structures with Arabic decorations of Chinese Islamic architecture, accommodating thousands of people praying simultaneously.
我们每天坚持5次拜，王达、撇身、底格、上
Every day we insist on the 5 prayers.
早上、晚上那么40-50个人。
In the early morning and evenings, it's about 40 to 50 prayers.
中午的60-70个人呢。
At noon, it's about 60 to 70.
主门将近主门400多人。
About on Friday, the Juma day, is we have 400 to 50 prayers.
The Shanji Mosque highlights the significance of Chinese architecture in Xinjiang and is on the list of historical treasures that should be preserved in the region. Boarding this horse-drawn vehicle, we proceeded to visit a Uyghur household. Uyghur homes in rural areas are similar to Muslim homes in Central Asia. They are typically made of mud brick and wood, with a courtyard outside the pavilion covered in thick vegetation like grapes. This house has a living room decorated with long rectangular cushions and various dining areas to accommodate guests. Another popular attraction and part of the area's historical heritage is the Ili General Mansion, also known as the Ili Commandery. This was the office of the military leader in the Kazakh Autonomous Prefecture during the Qing dynasty. It also served as the office for other government officials in the past. For those who love dairy products, one of China's major dairy companies, Yili Muxin Dairy Company Limited, can be found in this prefecture. Although it's only available in China, one of its standout products is its milk beer, a beer-like drink but without alcohol.
Matamis, masarap siya mga kababayan, at parang may halong yogurt at soda ang lasa nitong kanilang milk beer.
这个奶啤呢，是我们印心乳业公司呢自研发团队研发的一款奶啤。奶啤呢，在我们这个新疆来说呢，是一个主打产品。它呢有什么特点呢？它主要是特点是，第一呢是口感呢，有啤酒的口感，但是呢它没有啤酒的酒精度啊，所以呢在现在这个开车不喝酒的这个前提下呢，它呢成为我们餐桌上的一个主流产品，能够喝着奶啤，感受和大家一块饮酒的氛围。
Well, this product is researched and developed by our company's technological team. And as you can see, this beer has a taste of beer, but it's alcohol-free. So in the time of the new era, especially for some drivers, it's a perfect choice for drivers. And it's one of the earliest product in the whole region.
The ingredients used in this milk beer are water, sugar, milk powder, pineapple juice, and food additives. This milk beer can be purchased for 5 yuan, equivalent to almost 40 pesos, and is sold in markets in Xinjiang.
For God and my beloved Philippines, this has been Jade Calabroso, SMNA News, Xinjiang, China.